There are literal studies out there that suggest scrolling makes you anxious and even more pessimistic. Rather than enjoy life, continuous scrolling has you hoping for the worst. And do you want to be dreadful forever? The same world doesn't make it easy for us either. Because we're gonna go outside, get bombarded with sales, get bombarded with marketing, fighting everywhere. Sometimes social media is the escape people are looking for, but these studies show it's not the right one. I personally noticed how every single time I went on social media, I may laugh at a couple reels, but at the end of the day, I would one, feel like I wasted all of my time, and two, there were some things that just made me feel so negative that when I went into the real life, did I just say that? That when I went into real life, it would be in the back of my head. And why are pixels affecting me? The only pixels that should be affecting me is red light therapy. For a while, I cold cut deleted all my social media platforms, which really forced me to figure out what am I gonna do? I literally grew up when social media was a thing. Like there hasn't been a time in my life where there wasn't no Facebook, I think. I actually don't remember. In those 2 years though, I've created so much community, became more grateful in nature, and honestly, I can just tune out the world whenever I want. So back then, I wish there was a video, or maybe I could have done a little bit more Googling, but not making the video I wanted. So I'm hoping I'm able to pass on the things that help me disconnect from social media and pass them on to you. You can start these after the video, of course. After you give it a like, thumbs up, a hype, a subscribe. Because yes, I don't like social media, but I kind of love it at the same time. You know, that's a dilemma for another day. I'm riding solo. I'm riding solo. Just for organization, I'm gonna separate these into 2 categories. Things you can do by yourself and things that you probably could do by yourself if you're really brave, but they're probably better with other people. The first one is nature walks. Okay, please don't scroll. I know this is like the most basic. This is what got me into getting away from my phone. There's a lake that I live by, I can drive to, has good parking, and this has been my #1 pick as a substitution for when I feel the need to scroll. I remember at the time when I had a therapist, I even was a little shady and was like, low-key, my walks help me out more than you do. And she explained to me that when you walk, since you're using both of your feet, you're kind of activating both sides of your brain. It's a really good place to solo unpack whatever you want. This is even done in Japan, has helped people realize that the world is so grand and it helps you appreciate the little things. So this constant reminder whenever you walk of how beautiful nature is carries on into your real life. When I'm at work, I can appreciate the little thing. When I'm standing in line, I'm able to look around and realize, wow, this sidewalk is so shiny. You know how many times I've said the sidewalk is shiny? Go on Google right now, find a big park, big lake, somewhere you can literally walk around. Just walk. Put on some headphones, listen to some music, or listen to nothing but put the headphones still on so you don't look crazy. Just go on a little walk. My second suggestion is going to the gym and listening to an audiobook. Bro, I sound like such a gym bro right now, don't I? I tell you, I hate the gym. However, combining it with an audiobook is what actually makes me like the gym. I love all the information you can get from a book, but I don't like to read. So what I found works best for me is listening to an audiobook at the gym. Since I hate the gym so much, when I'm at the gym, it's like a full-on hour and a half. What else am I gonna do besides listen to this audiobook? There's no distraction. Not only does listening to the audiobook help me do my gym stuff, also feels completionist that I'm listening to these audiobooks. In my head, they're real books, that I'm completing all these books and I'm learning so much. If you haven't already, check out Libby because I use Libby and I get so many free audiobooks from there. Clean and organized. Everyone has something dirty in their room. Like low-key, if I turn this camera around, you'd be shocked. Clutter is another indicator not only of your current anxiety, but it can create anxiety for you. So when you feel yourself needing to do something like scroll, needing that dopamine hit, put on some good lo-fi, find a drawer and start organizing. I find that organizing something has the same hit of dopamine as buying something new or watching a TikTok and seeing how nice something could be just through a little like moving things around. It's so wonderful. Create content. That's what I'm doing right now, right? So, you know, I'm not a hypocrite. Rather than watch the content, why don't you create the content you envy? And it may not be for everyone at the end of the day, but I really like sharing my life with my friends. And I think editing it in a fun way and giving advice in this fun way is way more beneficial than me watching a video saying I should probably bookmark this for later and then never doing it again. Start a business. So this one's extremely high effort. However, if you are in the right place, like for me, just graduated, giving myself a little lenience before I find a big girl job, then I think trying to start a small business, I'm not talking brick and mortar, like go spend 100K. I'm talking really small. If you're an artist trying to sell some digital art, doing some baking on the side, dog walking, something, just a little side hustle, even if it makes no income. I've learned more than I did during this 4 months of trying different things than I did 4 years of school. And it empowers me because I know so much more now than I did 4 months ago. When I was in my little cycle of work, school, sleep, I didn't feel like I was growing. I felt like I was walking a trail that was already made for me. Now I feel like I'm venturing out into the woods and yeah, it's scary. The views are so much better. Do a low effort art and craft. I love the arts. I love creating art. Examples everywhere. I always use the excuse that I didn't have time for it or I'm doing something else or I don't know, something got in the way. To create less friction, I have little art packs. There's little things like watercolor, pencils, charcoal, little like activities that are pre-made. Rather than get my phone and want to scroll, I'll get that little bag, take it out and then do whatever I want with it. I also changed my mindset where I'm not trying to be Picasso and try to create the world's best art. Rather, I'm just creating something. Stream with intent. What? I'm gonna be honest and real. There's nothing wrong with watching a movie or watching a show. I think where you can get into trouble is if you're watching something as background noise, background like visuals, I don't even know. Point is, you're not taking anything in from it. You're not learning anything from it. You're not having any emotion connected. You're just kind of feeling dread. I think we've all been there where we put on a show as kind of just like a distraction. So it's important to make sure that when you're streaming with intent. You're creating the setting for it. You have snacks, you have low lighting, you have a bottle of something, you have your cat, blankets, you're all cuddled up, you have your person, whatever they are, and you're actually enjoying it. You're having valid reactions, you're questioning it, maybe not out loud, but you know, you're like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? And hopefully by the end of it, you take something from it, whether it's a direction they went, an emotion, something, you know? I think making it sound like watching TV or watching movies is bad can be misleading. Go to a thrift store or a small business. If you really need that consumer urge, rather than go straight to Miniso like I did, check out a thrift store or a small business. That way, when you're consuming, you're doing it a little bit more ethically and a little bit more sustainably. Oopsie, my battery died. I think I was talking about shopping. If I really want something, take a photo of it first. The chances of it being there are pretty high. And if you're still thinking about it like after 30 days, then buy it, TH. But more importantly, buy things that have more than one purpose. Either it's an experience or has more than one time use. So don't get cheap things that are gonna break after 2 seconds. They're just gonna end up in the landfill. If you put more time into buying things while creating an event, such as, I don't want to flex, but like, yes, my Miniso unboxing was bad. It was bad, but at least I got content out of it. Try to limit using shopping as a gathering with your friends too, rather than say, let's go shop or let's spend money. Think of alternatives first, such as me and my girls. A high effort craft. High effort crafts are going to be things that require a little bit more time, require a little bit more resources. And it's better to do these with a group so you can hopefully split the cost if you guys are like good enough friends about that. You're going to kill like multiple birds with one stone. Let's change it. You're going to kill multiple billionaires with one stone. Rather than putting all this effort, resource into one craft for one person, you could do that. I'm lazy though. I'd rather do all this with other people so that we can all kind of share the experience. We're doing it all at once. And obviously we have that like community aspect too. So it's like, oh my god, let me show me what you're doing. I recently did this with my friends where we created mood boards. Not only did it give us a chance to talk about our goals, where we are now and just catch up, also let us leave with something that was tangible that's actually going to help most of us. I hope they all use it. There's so many more. And I think these are just more valuable than going on a little shopping day with your friends. Going to local events. If you're bored, go on Reddit. Reddit has all the events. There's someone on there on Reddit 24/7. Post, just search up your city, things to do this weekend, and try. Ooh, they are not happy. Just search up your city, things to do this weekend. Trust me, there's a list, and a lot of them are free. If you and a couple of your friends can go, that's a whole day's worth of stuff to do, of experience that is free. And all it requires is maybe some parking, maybe some legs, but like, that's it. Museums and city-owned spaces. If you've ever traveled, I'm sure you've made an itinerary by what the locals and tourists do. If you're like me, you've probably realized, wait, why haven't I done that for my city? And I think it's because we all get caught up in, oh, we live here, like we can do that whenever. Oh, I don't need to go to that museum, like I literally live here, like it'll be here forever, so will I. And then forever comes and we never go. So take this opportunity, especially while you live in the city, because you never know. You may switch cities and you may not have experienced that. Play tourist and plan out little events to do. Go to museums, go to city-owned spaces that are usually affordable. And a lot of these, and if your city allows, a lot of these can be covered with a library card, or they have free days, or there's discounts depending on your city. Very affordable though. Hosting. Hosting can be sometimes cost effective, especially if you split costs like food, but a lot of the things that hosting requires can be reused over and over and over again. A board game, a video game, and usually everyone has some sort of board game, I'm sure, and ask them to bring it, and then you have a variety of things to do. And it's so nice because you already paid for the space, or if you're smart like me, you rent out a study space in the library. That's also completely free, and you have a little space for, you know, you guys to like gather around and have some fun. And you'll be the cool one because everyone's like, wow, it was so fun, like Julian's such a good plan. Hotel/staycation. This sounds kind of expensive, but if you're good at planning, I'm sure you can make it affordable, especially if you're splitting it with multiple people. I've done this quite a few times where we rent out a hotel room or we rent out a camping ground space and we all pitch in somehow. And those have been the funnest trips ever. And it's literally like a 20-minute, 30-minute, at most 2-hour drive. And I love hosting these because I get to see my friends, and I swear the times that they're on their phones is so rare. I feel like we all put in like this effort to be here and we're all like enjoying doing this that there's no reason for us to be on a phone. Like there's so many times where everyone's like, hey, did anyone take any pictures? And we're all just like, no, none of us took photos. Besides me, obviously, because I'm always taking photos with whatever. But like, yeah, find a city that's near you, book a hotel room on a cheap night, get some friends to pitch in, and hopefully they got free breakfast and you're good. Like, just enjoy it. One of my last favorite things to do as a group is photo shoots. And I think it's just because I love photos. And I feel like everybody else has a purpose for a photo, whether it's like a profile picture they want to post on their Instagram. And I know we're trying to get away from that, but you know, compromise, right? But photo shoots are so fun. Like finding a location that's really beautiful and being with your friends and you're feeling like a model, like, wait, what should I do? And most of the time, out of the 300 photos you take, one of them's good. You have that photo as like profile photo, resume photo, but it has a story behind it. I did this with my friends and I'm like, oh my God, I took that photo. And we're like, yeah. That's all I could think of right now. There are so many more things that you can do without a phone, without social media, but my battery already died like 2 times. So if you do want any more ideas, let me know. And also comment some of your ideas that I missed. I want to know more things that I could do. You guys are probably more creative than I. Thank you so much for watching. If you're gonna do any of these, you owe me a like and a hype and a subscribe, okay? And if you're not tired of me yet, go ahead and watch this video on how to budget and you'll get your money up to do all these fun things. Or you can just watch me play hightail. That one's pretty funny too. Thank you so much for watching and I hope you have a beautiful day. Bye, Bernice.